Good afternoon. Welcome to the top of the Crichton Memorial Church on this rather blustery and threatening to be incredibly wet 10-minute view of the Crichton estate. So basically what I'm going to do is just show you around from the kind of four vantage points from this extraordinary building here at the centre of the Crichton estate, and do what we can in this time when we can't do a normal doors open day. Last year people came up here and stood, and we brought people up here in little groups and they could look at the view themselves. Today we're going to make use of technology and get that through to you in your home. So I'm going to just sort the camera back round, and I'm going to just talk a little bit about what you're looking at and maybe tell you a little bit about what our plans are for the Crichton estate. Okay, so we're looking south. You may have worked that one out yourself already, because just to the right of your screen you can see Criffel, such a significant landmark in this part of Dumfries and Galloway. And in the centre of the image, maybe slightly to the right, you can see the Solway Firth and Glen Capel there. And if it was a clear day, we could see Cumbria, but clearly it's not. And a couple of times over the last 10 minutes, Criffel has also disappeared in kind of waves of rain, which is making me a little bit nervous because we're standing in a rather exposed position. So let me just talk a little bit about what we're looking at in terms of the Crichton estate itself. So, and I'm going to move around the four quadrants of the top of the tower here, so you can get a sense of what we're looking at. So the building nestled in the trees right in front of us, just down below here is Kinder, and then you can just see the Tower of Rutherford and Macowen. That's where the University of Glasgow is based, appearing in the trees just behind. And then behind that there's kind of rolling hills. Most of that is farmland linked to the Scottish Rural University College. So I'm going to gently pan back round towards Criffel. And we can see again down through the trees there, which are just now beginning to show little signs of autumn, and I think probably over the next 2 or 3 weeks it will become a stunning display here on the Crichton estate, as the trees, obviously in different times depending what type of tree it is, begin to change colour. So just through the trees there is Heston, and then just behind where the clock is Solway House. And Solway is a building that's predominantly occupied by individual artists, and it's band rehearsals in there, and that's the main original farm buildings on the estate. And behind there are the buildings that are owned and run by the SRUC, the Scottish Rural University College, and stunning dairy building at the back there, which again was part of a doors open day in previous years. And then I'm going to span a little bit further round and kind of look a bit further west. And in fact, what I'm going to do is it's going to get a little bit jumpy as we move over to look over here. Bear with me a second. Okay, so now we're looking due west, and we'll just head back round so you can see Criffel, just there on the left of your screen. And if we looking down here across the main kind of events fields in front of Easterbrook Hall, and then nestled again just down in between the trees, and you might just be able to make out the Union Jack flying down there. That's the location of the Veterans Garden, which is a lovely project that's looking at also the restoration of the glass houses at the bottom of the Crichton estate. And just beyond there you can see Kingham, and you might just be able to make out the masts of the yachts in the quay, moored down in the quay there. Head a little bit further round to the south, and you can see the pavilion down there on the cricket pitch and the playing fields, used all the year round, and increasingly now being used as we've seen the estate being quite busy due to the period of lockdown. And now I'm going to head and we're going to look due north. Head past the route up to the tower here. And we're going to look down across Crichton Hall. That's one of the original hospital buildings of the site. Now owned by Fnab Hotels, and the plan is for that building to be converted into a 5-star hotel. And you can see the Merchant Navy ensign flying above Crichton Hall at the moment, and in fact there's about 4 or 5 flags flying up here on the Crichton estate at the moment, which is because it was Merchant Navy Day yesterday. Oh, sorry, day before yesterday. And so that's there, just marking that day. And so beyond Crichton Hall there, you can see Mountain Hall, which some people call the new old hospital, but it's still used and it's owned by the NHS. And then just beyond is the centre of Dumfries. So we're sitting here just above Dumfries. And now I'm going to pan a little bit further around, and what you can see in front of us down here is the Holiday Inn. That's Johnston House. Originally the first floor of that building was used as the lab for the estate when it was a functioning hospital. And now I'm going to move over and we're going to look east. Might get a little bit bumpy. And very distinctive building here. So this is Easterbrook Hall, and it was very much built as the kind of leisure, fitness, and entertainment venue for the Crichton Hospital. Had spent some time as a cinema. Has a pool, which is and did have squash courts. Had some darker aspects of uses in that building because there was a small operating theatre. There was also a dental practice and various other things that took place. Today, sadly due to coronavirus, it's closed in terms of large-scale events, but many people will know Easterbrook Hall as an important venue. In fact, it's the largest entertainments venue in the south of Scotland, with a capacity, a kind of standing capacity of about 1,200. So live music events, large weddings, conferences, all take place in that building. The current position is that it's closed until the end of March next year, while we're kind of looking at the what's happening in terms of coronavirus and how it will be safe to reopen it. But it is still being used as part of the response to the kind of coronavirus challenge. So, for example, some council meetings have been taking place in the main hall because it's possible to get the whole council in that building and create a good physical distancing between people. And then slightly to the right there of Easterbrook Hall is of Grierson House, which is home to the Crichton Trust. We have our offices based in one side of that building on the ground floor, but predominantly it's the home to DGHP, that's Dumfries and Galloway Housing Partnership. So I'm going to now just quickly take you back to the starting point. Dodging the cables that's the lightning conductor cable. Hopefully it's not going to be used today. Head back to the beginning. And I'm going to leave you just for a little while just to observe the view looking south towards Cumbria. And Criffel on your right. You can listen to the sounds of the Crichton estate. So that brings you to the end of a very quick bird's eye view of the Crichton estate. Please come up, enjoy the grounds, There are extraordinary places to explore and walk around, and hopefully next year, the Doors Open Day, we can welcome you up to the top of the Crichton Memorial Church and you can come and experience it for yourselves. Thanks for watching.